Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. How much time do we spend worrying about things we can't control? How often do we let our thoughts spiral into doubt, fear, and hesitation? Too often, right? And here's the truth. You and I both know that overthinking does not solve problems. It creates them. Life has a way of throwing challenges our way, unexpected events, failures, disappointments, and circumstances that don't always go as planned. No matter how much we plan, prepare, or try to control everything, there will always be things beyond our influence, RM. The question is, how do we respond? Some people resist, fight, and stress over the uncontrollable, while others learn to accept reality and adapt. And that, my friends, is the key to peace of mind and progress. Think about the weather. You can check the forecast, plan your outfit, and prepare for a sunny day, but if it rains, what can you do? You can either complain about it, get frustrated, and ruin your mood, or you can grab an umbrella and keep going. The rain will come whether you like it or not. The only difference is how you handle it. The same applies to life. Many people waste years worrying about things outside their control, other people's opinions, past mistakes, economic downturns, or the choices someone else makes. But here's the truth. No amount of overthinking or frustration will change these things. Worrying about what you can't control is like running on a treadmill expecting to move forward. You exhaust yourself, but you go nowhere. Instead, the real power lies in shifting your focus to what you can control: your attitude, your actions, your effort, and your mindset. Let's take relationships, for example. You can't force someone to love you, respect you, or treat you the way you want. You can communicate, set boundaries, and choose how you react, but you can't control their choices. If you hold on too tightly, trying to control every outcome, you end up frustrated, disappointed, and drained. But when you accept that people have the right to be who they are, and that you are only responsible for your own behavior, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. The same applies to mistakes and regrets. Maybe you've made bad decisions in the past. Maybe you've lost opportunities, time, or relationships because of things you wish you had done differently. But no matter how much you think about it, you can't rewrite the past. What's done is done. The only thing you can control is what you do next. Instead of dwelling on what you should have done, focus on what you can do now. Learn from your experiences, grow, and move forward. Another powerful shift is in how you handle criticism. Too many people let negative comments, unfair judgments, or opinions from others dictate their emotions. But here's the thing: you can't control what people say or think about you. You can't force everyone to like you. And truthfully, you don't need to. What you can control is how much power you give to those opinions. When you stop trying to control people's perception of you and instead focus on being the best version of yourself, you take back your energy and confidence. Even in business and career, unexpected challenges will arise. Maybe the market shifts, a deal falls through, or a competitor gets ahead. You can't control the economy, the decisions of your clients, or the actions of others in your industry. But you can control your strategy, your adaptability, and your work ethic. The most successful people aren't the ones who never face obstacles. They're the ones who learn to pivot and thrive despite them. So what's the takeaway? Let go of the need to control everything. Instead of resisting reality, embrace it. When something is out of your hands, remind yourself that your energy is better spent on things you can influence. Your mindset, your discipline, your attitude, your response. These are the areas where your real power lies. When you focus on those, you'll find freedom, peace, and the ability to move forward no matter what life throws at you. Taking immediate action is one of the most powerful ways to break free from the cycle of overthinking and procrastination. The problem with overthinking is that it paralyzes us. We analyze every possible outcome, second guess ourselves, and waste time trying to predict the future. We convince ourselves that if we wait just a little longer, we'll have more information, more clarity, or better circumstances. But here's the truth: waiting for the perfect moment never works. The best time to act is always now. Think about how often we delay our dreams or put off important decisions. We tell ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I need more time to prepare." But those days turn into weeks, those weeks into months, and those months into years. And what happens in the meantime? Our goals slip further out of reach, our confidence fades, and the opportunity to take bold action slips through our fingers. The time we spent waiting is often the time we could have used to move forward, learn from our mistakes, and adjust as we went. When you take immediate action, you break the cycle of overthinking. You stop obsessing over every possible scenario and instead make progress, no matter how small. Action creates momentum. It shifts your energy from hesitation to movement, from confusion to clarity. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, you create a ripple effect that drives you forward. This doesn't mean you should rush into things recklessly or without a plan. No action should be intentional and guided. But the key is to stop waiting for perfection or ideal circumstances. Don't wait for everything to align perfectly before taking that first step. The reality is that the perfect time never comes. The perfect conditions are a myth. Many people fear failure. They fear making mistakes or falling short of expectations. But let me tell you something, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of trial, error, and adjustment. If you've ever watched a baby learn to walk, you know that they don't give up after falling down once or twice. They keep going, they keep trying, and eventually they succeed. The same principle applies to adults. When you take immediate action, you give yourself the chance to fail, learn, and improve. Failure becomes less of a threat and more of a stepping stone to success. The fear of failure dissipates because you understand that it's not about being perfect, but about making progress. Each time you act, even if you stumble, you gain valuable feedback that makes you stronger, smarter, and more capable of handling future challenges. Think about your goals, whether it's a new business venture, a fitness goal, a personal project, or a relationship you want to improve. The only way to make progress is by taking action. Every big achievement starts with a series of small actions. A business doesn't grow overnight, but with consistent effort it flourishes. A fitness goal doesn't get achieved by thinking about it every day, but by showing up and putting in the work. And a relationship isn't strengthened by waiting for the perfect moment to connect, but by showing up with intention, honesty, and effort. In fact, the act of doing something, anything, creates a sense of accomplishment and forward motion. It shifts your mindset from thinking about what you should do to actually doing it. And that, my friends, is how you build confidence. Confidence isn't something you just wake up with, it's something you build through action. Each time you push past the urge to overthink and take action, no matter how small, you build trust in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. The key is to start now. Don't wait for all the stars to align. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity, because it's not coming. Instead, commit to taking that first step, even if it feels uncomfortable. The discomfort you feel at the start is simply a sign of growth. When you push through it, you'll find yourself in a new place with new experiences, new lessons, and new opportunities. Remember, no one ever succeeded by sitting around waiting for things to change. Success comes to those who act, who are willing to step out of their comfort zone, and who are willing to learn from every step of their journey. So stop thinking, stop planning, and take immediate action. It's the only way to turn your dreams into reality. Your attitude and response to life determine the quality of your experiences. While you can't always control what happens to you, you can always control how you react. This is where your true power lies, not in changing external circumstances, but in choosing your perspective and response. Life will throw challenges your way. People will disappoint you. Unexpected events will arise, and not everything will go according to plan. But how you choose to handle these situations will shape your future. Many people go through life reacting emotionally to everything that happens. If someone criticizes them, they take it personally and let it ruin their day. If they face a setback, they see it as a sign of failure and give up. If things don't go exactly as they hoped, they let frustration consume them. But the truth is, no one has control over every situation, and expecting life to always go smoothly is unrealistic. What separates successful and resilient people from the rest is their ability to control their attitude and response, regardless of what's happening around them. Imagine two people facing the same obstacle. One person sees it as a disaster, something that is unfair and impossible to overcome. They complain, feel defeated, and let negativity take over. The other person sees it as a challenge, an opportunity to grow and adapt. They focus on what they can do instead of what they can't. The situation is the same, but their response determines the outcome. One person remains stuck while the other moves forward. Your attitude shapes your thoughts, your energy, and ultimately your actions. When you develop a mindset that focuses on solutions rather than problems, you create momentum. Instead of complaining about what's wrong, you start thinking about what can be done. Instead of blaming others or circumstances, you take responsibility for how you respond. This shift in mindset can change everything. One of the most important aspects of controlling your attitude is learning to manage your emotions. It's easy to react impulsively when things don't go your way. It's easy to get angry, frustrated, or discouraged. But the moment you let emotions control you, give away your power. Emotional reactions often lead to poor decisions, wasted energy, and unnecessary stress. Instead, take a step back, breathe, and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? How can I respond in a way that benefits me? When you approach situations with a clear mind, you make better choices. Another key to controlling your attitude is focusing on gratitude. No matter what happens, there is always something to be grateful for. Even in difficult times, shifting your focus to what is good in your life can help you maintain perspective. Gratitude isn't about ignoring problems, it's about recognizing that challenges don't define your entire existence. When you choose gratitude, you train your mind to look for the positives instead of dwelling on the negatives. Your response to people also plays a huge role in shaping your life. Not everyone will treat you well. Some people will be rude, disrespectful, or inconsiderate. But just because someone else acts negatively doesn't mean you have to respond in the same way. You can't control how others behave, but you can control how you react. When you respond with patience, kindness, or even indifference, you protect your own peace. You keep control over your emotions rather than letting others dictate them. Discipline also plays a major role in attitude control. If you let your mood determine your actions, you'll never be consistent. There will always be days when you don't feel like working hard, staying positive, or pushing forward. But successful people don't let feelings dictate their behavior. They stay committed to their goals regardless of how they feel. They understand that action creates motivation, not the other way around. By choosing discipline over emotion, they maintain control over their lives. Controlling your attitude and response is about taking ownership of your mind. It's about realizing that no situation has the power to control you unless you allow it. The moment you take full responsibility for your reactions, you gain an advantage in life. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the creator of your own success. No matter what happens, the choice is always yours. React with fear, negativity, or respond with strength and purpose. That choice will define your life. In a world filled with distractions, demands, and endless to-do lists, setting clear priorities is essential for success. Many people struggle not because they lack ambition or talent, but because they try to do too much at once. They spread themselves thin, jumping from one task to another, constantly busy but never truly productive. The reality is, not everything in life holds the same level of importance. The key to progress is identifying what truly matters and focusing your time and energy on those things. One of the biggest challenges people face is the inability to differentiate between urgent and important tasks. Urgent tasks demand immediate attention. They may come in the form of emails, phone calls, or last-minute requests from others. These tasks create a sense of pressure, making people feel like they must respond right away. However, just because something is urgent does not mean it is important. Important tasks are those that contribute to long-term goals, personal growth, and meaningful results. They may not always feel pressing in the moment, but they have a lasting impact. The mistake many people make is spending too much time reacting to urgent tasks while neglecting the important ones. To set clear priorities, it is necessary to step back and evaluate what truly matters. This requires asking critical questions. What are my long-term goals? What activities bring the most value to my life or career? What tasks align with my purpose and vision? Once these questions are answered, it becomes easier to filter out distractions and focus on what counts. Without this clarity, it's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life without making real progress. Another common issue is the habit of saying yes to everything. Many people feel obligated to take on every request, fearing they will disappoint others or miss opportunities. But saying yes to everything often leads to burnout, stress, and lack of direction. The truth is, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that truly matters. The most successful individuals are not the ones who do everything. They are the ones who prioritize and focus on the most impactful activities. They understand that time and energy are limited resources and must be spent wisely. One practical method for setting priorities is the 80/20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. This principle states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. In other words, a small percentage of tasks produce the majority of success. By identifying the high-impact activities that lead to the greatest results, it becomes easier to allocate time effectively. Instead of spreading effort across many low-value tasks, focus on the few that truly move the needle. Time management plays a significant role in prioritization. Without a clear plan, it's easy to get lost in minor tasks and distractions. One effective approach is to create a daily or weekly schedule that reflects top priorities. This means dedicating specific blocks of time to important tasks, ensuring they receive the attention they deserve. It also involves minimizing distractions, turning off notifications, setting boundaries, and creating an environment that supports deep focus. The goal is not to be busy, but to be productive in a meaningful way. A major part of setting priorities is learning to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes plans need to shift. However, having clear priorities allows for better decision-making in uncertain situations. Instead of reacting impulsively, A person with strong priorities can assess whether a new task or challenge aligns with their goals. If it does, they can make adjustments. If it doesn't, they can confidently decline without guilt. At the end of the day, success is not about how many things are accomplished, but about whether the right things are accomplished. Productivity is not measured by the number of tasks completed, but by the impact of those tasks. When priorities are clear, energy is directed toward what truly matters, leading to greater fulfillment, better results, and a sense of control over life. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant and it will grow. If you fill it with negativity, doubt, and distractions, that's what will take root. But if you protect it, nurture it, and feed it with positive and constructive inputs, it will flourish. The problem is, most people don't consciously filter what goes into their minds. They allow negativity to seep in from the news, social media, toxic relationships, and even their own inner dialogue. Over time, this shapes their thoughts, emotions, and actions, often without them realizing it. That's why limiting negative inputs is essential for maintaining focus, confidence, and emotional well-being. One of the biggest sources of negativity in people's lives is the media. Every day there's a flood of bad news, wars, disasters, economic crises, scandals. While it's important to stay informed, constant exposure to negativity can create unnecessary fear, anxiety, and stress. The mind starts to focus on what's wrong with the world rather than what's possible. Instead of spending hours consuming negative news, limit exposure and choose sources that provide balanced perspectives. The goal is to be aware of what's happening, but not to be consumed by it. Social media is another major source of negative input. It can be a great tool for learning and connection, but it can also be a breeding ground for comparison, jealousy, and unrealistic expectations. Scrolling through endless posts of people's highlight reels can create the false belief that everyone else is more successful, happier, or better off. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. The truth is, social media is a curated version of reality. People post what they want others to see, not the full picture. To protect your mindset, limit the time spent on social media, unfollow accounts that make you feel worse about yourself, and focus on using it intentionally rather than mindlessly. Another form of negative input comes from the people we surround ourselves with. Energy is contagious, and spending too much time around negative, critical, or pessimistic individuals can drag you down. Some people constantly complain, gossip, or spread doubt. They see problems instead of solutions, and they project their fears onto others. While it's impossible to avoid negativity entirely, it's crucial to set boundaries. Choose to spend more time around people who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to grow. Surrounding yourself with the right influences can shift your entire perspective on life. Your inner dialogue is just as important as external influences. The way you speak to yourself matters. Many people are their own worst critics, constantly replaying past mistakes, doubting their abilities, or fearing failure. These negative thoughts can become a pattern, shaping beliefs and behaviors in ways that hold them back. The good news is, just like any habit, negative self-talk can be changed. The first step is awareness, catching those negative thoughts when they appear. The second step is reframing them. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," shift to, "I may not have the answer yet, but I can figure it out." Instead of "I always fail," say, "Every failure is a lesson that makes me stronger." Over time, replacing negativity with empowering thoughts creates a more confident and resilient mindset. Entertainment also plays a role in mental inputs. The books you read, the music you listen to, the movies you watch, these all influence your subconscious mind. Watching shows filled with drama, negativity, or mindless distractions might seem harmless, but everything you consume affects your thought patterns. Instead, seek out content that adds value, books that expand your knowledge, podcasts that inspire growth, or music that uplifts your spirit. Being selective about what you consume can make a huge difference in your overall mindset. Your environment matters as well. A cluttered, chaotic space can create stress and overwhelm, just as a peaceful, organized environment can bring clarity and focus. Limiting negative inputs isn't just about mental and emotional influences, it also includes the physical space around you. Take time to create an environment that supports your goals, whether it's a clean workspace, calming music, or even just removing unnecessary distractions. Everything you allow into your life either strengthens or weakens you. Limiting negative inputs is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about being intentional with what you allow into your mind and life. By reducing negativity, you create space for more clarity, confidence, and progress toward the things that truly matter. Success is not the result of one big breakthrough or a single moment of inspiration. It's the outcome of consistent daily habits. Progress is built one day at a time, And the best way to ensure continuous growth is by developing a daily routine that aligns with your goals. A well-structured routine eliminates distractions, increases productivity, and creates momentum that keeps you moving forward. The key is to design a routine that prioritizes the most important activities and eliminates unnecessary ones. A strong daily routine begins with a powerful morning. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Many people wake up rushing, checking their phones, responding to messages, and diving straight into the chaos of the day. This reactive approach puts them in a state of stress and disorganization from the very beginning. Instead, a productive morning routine should start with intentional habits that create clarity and focus. Activities such as meditation, exercise, journaling, or reading can help center the mind and prepare for the day ahead. Taking time in the morning to set clear goals and priorities ensures that the day is spent working on what truly matters rather than being consumed by distractions. Time management is a crucial part of any daily routine. Without structure, it's easy to waste time on unimportant tasks while neglecting high-impact activities. One effective method for managing time is the time blocking technique. This involves scheduling specific time slots for different tasks throughout the day. By assigning dedicated time to work, meetings, personal development, and relaxation, there is less room for wasted time. When tasks have a designated place in the schedule, they are more likely to get done. A daily routine should also include focused work sessions. Many people fall into the trap of multitasking, believing it makes them more productive. In reality, constantly switching between tasks reduces efficiency and leads to lower quality work. The best way to make progress is to dedicate uninterrupted time to deep work, working on one task with full concentration. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, which involves working in focused 25 to 50-minute sessions followed by short breaks, can help maintain high levels of productivity while preventing burnout. Another essential part of a successful routine is personal development. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires daily effort. Reading, listening to educational podcasts, or learning a new skill should be a non-negotiable part of the day. Even dedicating just 30 minutes to learning can lead to significant improvements over time. The most successful people in the world make lifelong learning a priority, understanding that knowledge compounds just like financial investments. A daily routine should also include time for reflection and self-evaluation. Many people move through their days without taking the time to assess whether they are actually making progress. At the end of each day, spending a few minutes reviewing accomplishments, setbacks, and lessons learned can provide valuable insight. This practice helps identify what's working, what needs improvement, how to adjust the approach moving forward. Writing in a journal or simply reviewing the day mentally can create greater awareness and intentionality in life. Physical health plays a huge role in daily productivity and progress. A routine that neglects exercise, proper nutrition, and rest will eventually lead to exhaustion and decreased performance. Scheduling time for physical activity, eating nutritious meals, and ensuring adequate sleep are just as important as work-related tasks. The body and mind function best when they are well taken care of, and neglecting health can sabotage even the best laid plans. A well-designed routine is not about rigid schedules or eliminating flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and adjustments will always be necessary. However, having a core structure in place provides direction and consistency. The difference between people who make progress and those who stay stuck is often the habits they follow each day. Small, consistent actions done repeatedly lead to massive results over time. Developing a daily routine for progress is the foundation of long-term success. Progress is not achieved overnight, nor is it the result of random effort. It is built through daily choices, consistent actions, and a commitment to self-improvement. Every decision you make either moves you closer to your goals or further away from them. The key is to take control of your time, focus on what truly matters, and eliminate distractions that slow you down. When you approach each day with intention, discipline, and a clear sense of purpose, success becomes inevitable. Small steps, repeated consistently, create unstoppable momentum. Stay committed, trust the process, and watch how progress unfolds in ways you never imagined.